Hey y'all.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Thank you. We're gonna have to keep this afterwards. Make sure you save it.
I
Hey
am.
y'all. Hey, you look gorgeous. Oh,
Thank you. You know,
natural.
listen, even though you're in the house, you try to like spice it up a little bit,
I
right?
like this headboard. It's pretty. Or couch back or
Oh, this
whatever.
is this is my headboard.
Yes. Likewise. Hey.
Yes. You look so
Okay.
I love your
So
hair.
thank you.
It's so vibrant.
I try. I've been drink. Look, we've been drinking black seed oil and moringa bitters and
So what
all
does
the
black
things.
seed oil do?
So black seed oil, guys, it's endless the things that black seed oil does for you, from insides to outsides, the hair to skin. It's like magical stuff. And so go get you some, especially right now during the corona.
The Rona.
And moringa bitters, which okay, you can find it online, but if you're in a metropolitan city or anywhere where there's like a holistic type of grocer, or our Muslim brothers and sisters, really first and foremost is where we get it from. Brother, wait, Abdul over here in Brooklyn, excuse me. Yeah, we'll just do the shout outs later. Anyways, yeah. Y'all do it. Take your supplements, stay inside, wear your mask, wear your gloves, because we're on our own, just in many ways.
Definitely.
Hi. So
Yes.
Felicia.
So tell us about yourself. Like, who is Kendra Foster?
Who is Kendra Foster? Okay, guys. Kendra Foster was running frantically around here trying to prepare for interview because I always hate thinking about the eloquent stuff I could have said later. But I am many, many things. I am a myriad of things. I'm super eclectic. I love different visuals, different sounds. I never tend to want to be one thing kind of uniform. Um, and uh, I am on a mission and this is very much who Kendra Foster is,
Hmm.
especially at this point. Not only am I on a mission to like connect and stay with and maintain my higher self, my superhero self, my God self, but anybody who, like there's a lot of people out there that are just asleep. And I know we use woke a lot, but masses aren't supposed to be masses. You don't even designate a better leader so the masses can follow. Yes, it's okay that we're comfortable, being around each other doing the same thing, but I believe that most of us have our own special path that we can navigate well, that we can all navigate without following anybody, following your own light, and it'll just be a wondrous thing, interacting with each other. So my mission is connect us to our God self, superhero self. So that's Kendra Foster. She's a lot of sound. She's a lot of things to look at. She's a lot of things on the inside, and she's on a mission to free and wake up and make sure we know that we each are a god, basically.
Right, right. And that's what your music does anyways. Your music feels so good. So
Thank you, babe.
I would totally agree with that. So since you've been quarantined, have you been creating? Have you found it easy to create?
Um, okay, yay, we get to talk about quarantine. By the way, shout out to my boys, very clever, men and women. My favorite branding agency. Okay, so I think like most of us, I went through denial.
Mm-hmm.
I went through depression. I really like started the uncertainty of it all, But um, yes, I felt more creative. I mean, honestly, guys, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have been talking about my album here for about at least a year. And to tell you the truth, this music has been written and recorded and probably mostly mixed well, and for most of the songs for uh, more than 1 year. And it's been a process trying to make sure that I codify this, like, that perfectionism. Wait, Tanisha, I can't tell what y'all can see. Can y'all see? Y'all only see this far here,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. You
Okay,
are good.
good, good, good.
But if there's
But
any,
I always
if
find
you
out later.
just don't lean up if you don't
Okay,
have on the
okay.
proper bottom.
Okay, so with that said, yeah, so because I want to get it to the people, and as you know, Tanisha, I write a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And thanks to your grandfather's advice and reminder to like keep writing all the time for various reasons. So you have something to follow up whatever you put out so that you don't go crazy trying to watch um the progress or the way people are receiving what you've already released. But now, and I used to be chilling, sitting on this vault's worth of mound worth of music, and my friends who I'd always subject to listening it to would start getting frustrated because they're like, Kendra, you have all this heat. Like what?
When you
Like
gonna drop?
why? When is it coming to the? So now here's the thing. I've been working on a couple videos. I'm doing everything, I would say, independently and myself because I'm not attached to a label. Except for my own ear candy, and anybody that I create with is usually just it's a co-label situation. Um, um, but like me and the benevolence and the blessing of my friends that happen to be experts or valuable resources that really would be charging mad money that are working with me. And so as a result, guys, I'm really bent on curating this project and everything that needs to support it, including the shows, because I just recently did a really huge show February, and it is a big deal because that is the type of show, only bigger, that I'm trying to create. So by the way, everyone, go to my YouTube, Kendra Foster, to the channel, and please subscribe because I've just put up some new stuff.
Oh, yay.
Yes, from the show. So if you missed it, it's very well filmed by the Clever Agency. Okay, bend over. Oh gosh, y'all see these hairy legs? Very and so that's a big deal to me right now. Honestly, it is trying to substantiate like this so-called empire or whatever. I mean, for lack of a better word, this thing, this movement, this that I'm trying to create as an artist, really just the art. It needs to be mobilized. And so I'm building my machine and I'm trying to get this properly to y'all as fast as possible. Cause it's time. It's been
I was
time.
gonna say it's time, and people are looking for new material to listen to. So I was gonna ask, like, do you have a date that you're gonna,
Ah!
release this new music?
Woo! Well, the thing is, we already have a video that just needs to be finalized in terms of editing, and it was shot by the Clever Agency. And shout out also to Orion Gordon for helping to edit it with me so far. Then also there is a video that for Theory Music and my song "Nothing Is Impossible," Mr. John Tony, who he produced or had shot or executive produced, and then Lukeman and Tally shot it, and his partner Dre. And yeah, so that's stuff that we're building up that is coming to. But it's like, so a single, y'all can expect a single, in the next couple months. So we just getting it together. And
Okay.
in the meantime, I can't help but create new stuff because of what's going on, because I end up, working on other people's projects as well. And that happens too.
Well, that's great. That's great. So have you? So the New York streets, are they like empty right now?
Oh, yes, the New York streets and the New York Post, because and that was probably the first thing that I think made me okay, I'm sort of, I hope so. That made me feel some type way was like not feeling that pulse, not hearing that noise, not even if I'm a homebody and I'm kind of driven until I get things where I need them to be, like just the pulse is what would keep me
Mm-hmm.
going. Look, if I'm not going to be around all my trees in the fern gully of Tallahassee,
Which that's what I'm around.
yes, that's where you are, and it's a very much a magical place, then, let me have that pulse. But, then yeah, it's crazy. And honestly, y'all know how I am about filming stuff and documenting and being adventurous. Honestly, like, even though it's compelling maybe to go up to like Times Square and just see really how empty is it, may still be, I'm just like going inward. And I know people say it a lot, but honestly, it's a great place to go because, like, in the meantime, as you're not even cultivating, you're just getting to know, you're meeting and introducing yourself to your light. Like, when we come out of this, like, my goodness, we really
Right.
will be gods walking around here, turning into a holy place, and just by radiating, not by subjugating anybody, not by, getting carried away, just by feeling and radiating true power. And then, little by little, it really will get better. But this has been an interesting halt.
Mm-hmm. A halt is a great word to describe it.
And I mean, it would require another episode of this to talk about it all. But all I have to say is it's making me get more in tune with my artwork, and then realizing, oh, well, even though I'm a vessel, so I don't really take much responsibility, because there's some pretty awesome stuff that's been coming through me, that, like, but I have to listen to it myself,
Right.
because I'm feeding it to everybody. And then my
Right.
girlfriend, one of my best friends, asked me the other day, Miss Unclassifiable, you know, like, do you listen to it though? Do you? And it's like, yeah, I'm stubborn. I'm working on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into your when you won your Grammys. What
I,
did you win your Grammys for? We would like to know.
okay, well, the first one was best R&B song of the year. Okay, this is really bad. Okay, and second of all, best R&B album. And so that's the genre of the genre. And that
And
was
who
for
did you
Black
win it with?
Messiah with
Yes.
D'Angelo and the Vanguard. And I co-wrote 8 out of 12 songs and sung on a few, like a nice handful. Yeah. And that's what I got 2016. And when I can, I'll remember what, 54th, whoever,
What's
53rd, 52nd.
I don't. I
Sorry,
know I was
guys.
there. That's
I
all I
just
know.
be moving. I just be moving. Not really. Yeah, it was memorable and
Yeah, I was gonna say,
surreal.
what was that feeling?
Well, first of all, I mean, like, y'all, I had to go through the ringer to fit into that beautiful white jumpsuit that Ashaka Givens, shout out to Ashaka Givens, um, created along with me and my little ideas. And like, I was training with Stephanie Battle and Candace. Wait, now what she says, Candace, is she Thompson Zachary? But anyway, Thompson Zachary, Candace, she's out there, Can Dance Fitness, and Sacred B70. But these ladies had to whip me into shape. Plus, I was going to yoga hot yoga almost every day, and then doing 500 jump ropes, right? Because I was bigger than I'd ever been. Nobody was seeing me around this time. This was the time when, to tell the truth, like, I might have had more money ever in my life, and I was the least happy. So it also, taught me, like, that doesn't make a difference for sure. I mean, it helps. Don't get
Right.
me wrong. There's things you can do. You do so much more when you feel great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when that nomination came up, it kind of whipped me into shape. I had all kinds of intentions to dragging my big butt up the hill and going to the park and doing, but when they did that, and it was like, oh no, but man, you're nominated, so you're gonna be walking down somebody's red carpet. You're gonna have, so just getting prepared was intense. So when we got there and we realized, okay, now all my dreams, guys, was that, like, back in the day, the genres would be televised on the CBS, and it
Right.
wasn't just about the general categories. You got to see everybody's genre, even if you never listened to it. Have a moment with it for a second, because they run the little songs while they're showing you the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
And then this particular year, R&B and many, many, many other genres, like beat, beat. We're all like over there in this really huge auditorium or whatever that was broadcast by Ian, the Recording Academy. So, honestly, there was, egotistically a lot of disenchantment.
Of course, yes. I mean,
We're like,
if you're winning a Grammy, you want to be shown
like,
on television. That's
and
just
we
what it
had to do it
is.
early, had to do the red carpet early. Look, hey, behind the scenes, like, if we don't trash this, y'all better hold watch it, guys. But honestly, after being sitting with all my brothers, as many of the Vanguard as showed up, which was a bunch. Um, and of course, us, the Motley Crew, choosing to sit all the way in the back, and then my manager, at the time, Rashidi Hendrix, when they called the category, I had voted. I'm in the academy, or I was. I don't know right now. And so I felt like maybe the best song we had, till they started running down who was in the categories, and it was like The Weeknd, Andrew Day, like darlings of the year. And so I was like, and remember, she was like, come on, come on. I was like, we ain't gonna get it. Look at that. We ain't gonna get it. Just the disenfranchised I thought I'd become, because we were over here in this, everybody was in this trough, over in the other room, but for, the big broadcast. Like, when they called it and they said my name, I was like, oh, me, like, and oh gosh, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was really surreal. Like, luckily I could trot my tail down the long walk it took to get up there. And then the Vanguard, like, I was thinking, okay, we won that one. We're not going to get this. I mean, two, both, because they were like, stay here, Miss Foster, they're about to do the other category.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they called Black Messiah, I was like, oh my gosh. And at first, because they sat so far back, they were gonna Jimmy Jam was going to accept the award on back. And I was like, no way, and then, I had to point to them coming down
So you
here
guys
comes
didn't
the
sit
king.
together?
Yes, we sat together.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, we stayed together. We rocked the whole thing together. I mean, besides the red carpet or any like pre stuff, like we, sat together for that. We sat wherever we could together in the broadcast, because we were right up in there with Granddad and Baba
Mm-hmm.
and all the folks, which was super dope because we were right up close. And then we did all our press,
Right.
together, because like we're all responsible. I mean, for the songwriter I did, and had we won record of the year, which we were in a general category. Russ Elevado and Ben Kane would have gone up there to accept those awards, and
Okay.
so, which would have been really dope. But I mean, Mark Ronson and I guess Bruno
Mm-hmm.
won, and they properly shouted, Granddad, Baba, George Clinton out. So it was amazing. Honestly, it still hits me, years later. Like, then it was too huge. It was
Right.
too huge to imagine what was going on, or that had happened, and everything leading up to it and afterwards, in terms of hobnobbing and learning more about that life as Kendra, well, still a member of the Vanguard in this case, but Kendra Foster, the songwriter, I guess, and
Right.
singer.
You have a lot of titles, yes. Okay. And you're good and you're great in all of them. So,
And I love you. That's my baby, guys. She's a little biased. She had to sleep. We had to share the room. And I tried to teach her when I wasn't going through all those artist changes we would go through.
Yes,
Yes,
I mean, you
ma'am.
basically taught me everything. So,
Ah!
being on the road and all of that, us rooming together was awesome and
It
fun.
was. I needed my baby. She needed me. That's how we teach each other.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And when you won that Grammy, I remember I was like, Patavian, Kendra won a Grammy. I just know that we all felt like we won a Grammy.
Yes, because we all did. It's so true.
We
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 won
were
that.
so excited for you in that time when we stayed at your house. I think the first thing we said was, "Where's the Grammys? Where are the babies at?"
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Y'all can see one of the babies because I messed up on probably telling y'all which category. Okay, guys. Okay, go try to through the
Just
legs now.
slide on by.
Wait. I knew the parasol was going to fall. And I've been dropping stuff too much, so we hope. Now, I'm not going to be able to shine this up for y'all like they did every time we had to take a picture with the little fake ones, then they put your.
Ooh,
Woo!
the
Okay, so
Grammys.
here's the one with my name on it. Yay! Woo!
That's a huge accomplishment.
Hey, everybody who's like, y'all, I'm still new to this. So everybody that's up in here loving on us, hi, and I love you. And I'll probably shout out on the next when I start doing. Hey, yes. So this is one of the twins.
The twins. That's what you call them. The
They're
twins.
the twins because I got them at the same time. And um, what does it say? I can't
Kendra
read
Foster,
backwards.
best R&B song. Hey,
Best
yes,
R&B song. There we go. Ah!
that was so great. So when you
Yeah.
guys take pictures that day,
Hey,
they have
Billy.
that's not the real Grammy, right?
No,
Right. Okay.
because they can't put the names on
The
it and
name
all
on
that.
it, I think right. So they have to mail them out.
I was gonna post a picture of me, and they did do one with me and two of, or it was a little video that Rashidi took. But yes, it's still surreal. Honestly, I can't believe it. Like, still to this day. But I think might be more on the horizon as possible.
No, 100% possible. I'm about to say definitely,
Oh
definitely.
my
And then you do a
gosh.
lot of writing for people, background, sing. You do it all. So it's definitely coming.
Yes, and I will shout out my Rona roomie, unclassifiable, also known to y'all as the honeybee, because I will be bringing episodes of the butterfly and the honeybee, which is our new little talk show. That's going to be another feature on my YouTube, and then we'll move it over to its own channel. But that's something on the horizon, by the way, guys.
And what is that? What is that going to be about?
It all anything and everything, the complexity of life is that you could be all things. It may be just a straight up, oh, here's some facts that we found that maybe you need to think about as you're navigating through this world, blah 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 blah. Or, hey girl, have you ever thought of this? What's
Right.
up with that? Why do oh gosh, you don't even want to get started. Y'all know how that is. So it will be, just kind of like how we are sitting up in the living room, chatting it up. Like it gets deep, it gets light, it gets, and I wonder if you really could pin deep or shallow, honestly, because it's
Right.
all relative. But yeah, so that's the thing. But more so right now, y'all need to go over to my YouTube. Look, let me don't be bossy. It's just the mood I'm in, guys.
Well,
If
no, I
you
think this
guys
is the
will,
perfect place to do it. Cause I know
will
I'm gonna go to
pretty,
your YouTube page. I want to see what you're doing, Ken.
pretty please come to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Even, what is it? Do that little bell thing so I can, let you know when new stuff is coming out. But I just uploaded hot, like I would just say, like little hot spots from out of this show. I mean, like their whole songs, but places where it became, I would say, most immersive. And so I'm really excited to share that. Of course, I'm not going to be able to help but, put some on IGTV, but like the YouTube guys, because I'm really going to be zooming in on that channel and take advantage of my ability really to share all kinds of things, music that I like, maybe new music that I'm doing. Maybe that might be a new kind of twist on how we work that platform, and just anything that, I've done. And so I'm organizing it, but
Okay, okay.
come
So that's,
subscribe, subscribe,
I was
subscribe,
gonna say, so
subscribe.
that's all on your YouTube page
My YouTube channel or whatever it is where you
channel. That is
subscribe it.
right.
And it's just Kendra Foster. At the most, it would be Miss Kendra Foster, MZ Kendra Foster.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna dig into like
Oh, oh.
what'd you say? Your beginning phase of the industry. So what was it like
Ah!
working with George Clinton and
Oh
Parliament
my
Funkadelic?
gosh. Oh my gosh. Look and see. Y'all got me talking about life so much. Let me turn on the fan. Hold up. We going back to my younger day. Oh, by the way, guys, another thing is on. Ooh, Lord, y'all, I had to put on this blazer trying to be cute, and now I'm burning up with
Now
this
you hot.
thing. Ooh, gee. Shout out to Sugar Lee Buckwild. This is usually her thing, but I gotta steal it, who? Because parasols, they don't fan you. They do other things. They provide wing. So, anyways, golly, when I was a kid, guys, this is another thing about getting older, everyone. Please forgive me. But I'm about to change this blazer because
Cause you're hot.
I'm out of here, guys. I'm about to die, and I'm not gonna do it in front. I'm not gonna do y'all like that. And I haven't changed my underarms, so I have to select something really quickly and
Okay.
interesting. Okay. Oh Jesus Lord, somebody help us, everybody, all the ancestors, the Orisha, the Devata. Okay. Oh, what do I want to change to though? How do I still be cute and don't die on the Instagram? Hi guys, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just costume change, costume change. It's all this hair, guys. Truthfully, when you wear your hair like this, it's hot as hell. And anybody will tell you, excuse my language, and I'll just try not to lift up my
Wait, now
arms
I'm
because
hot. I'm gonna cut my
I
hair.
haven't.
Give me 1 second. Okay, that shirt
Oh,
is cute though. It's really cute.
thank you. Okay, guys. All right, the hair. See, all this fluffy hair
Well,
is
the hair is still
it's hot
fabulous.
up under there. Don't let anybody tell you different. Wig or no, wig or the real. Okay, so when I was a little youngin, first of all, I've always been singing. Since like many people, starting in the church and all that, little school musicals and everything. But when I went to college, I was a math major, then a chemistry major, then a math major, and then I had a good old fashioned little breakdown and retroactively withdraw. Like maybe a good little portion of us have had to. And then when I came back, because I had a full load, I had like two different scholarships. I was still working, like doing filing and copying at the Department of Corrections because we lived in the Capitol, so I was working at that was a place where I could get a little office job ish, OPS, whatever. And I was in the dance company at school, Orchesis Contemporary Dance Theater, which is a wonderful, wonderful place that incubated like all of my stage presence and whatnot, aside from growing up dancing ballet. Anywho, so I'm there at school. And before I reached this point, over the summers, I was meeting working musicians, like people really doing it. Shout out to Whitney Russell and Michael Patterson, aka Mike P, because they were the first guys to kind of scoop me up and see what I was doing. I did a jam session. And they usually didn't have singers, but I was falling in love with jazz. But right before I come to college, so I was just like, "Hey, excuse me, I would like to sing a song." Other people were doing poetry and whatnot. And it was, oh gosh, Oh, what was the name of that place? It's so important to say its name because anybody in Tallahassee from a certain era or that was there would know it, but I can't remember what it was called. That's too bad. Anyways, and hey, somebody put in the comments section or whatever. But
Okay.
I got up and I sang Lullaby of Birdland, which I guess was a little more obscure than like say Summertime or so. Immediately Whitney Russell came and scooped me
Was
up.
it called Waterworks?
No, it wasn't called
Okay.
Waterworks. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Waterworks was another place we did the jam sessions. This was not, this was really a coffee shop that it was enormous. It was so enormous and like couches everywhere. People would study. It smelled like cloves, like stale clove cigarettes and like coffee grounds turned like patchouli mixed with too much earthiness and all the wonderful things you could deal with when you're young now, and still maybe, but anyway, so I did that. The bass player gave me a mixtape, Greg Williams, with like a bunch of jazz singers, Betty Carter, all people. Besides, I was already in love with Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington and Nancy Wilson and Ella Fitzgerald. Billie Holiday I came to later, more learning her life, you know. Um, but anyways, so I was in love with all this stuff, and I met the jazz dude, Whitney Russell, and then his roommate was the funk guy, Mike Patterson, because I had very much learned of Stevie Wonder from all sides, from all my moms and dads, and I do mean literally. And there was so much soul, Ohio players, and you know, Sade, and like all these different eras of folk over time, and my daddy with Bob Dylan um and uh so much vinyl that I would be able to play. Not my dad's, but my mommy would let me play hers, so that's fine. Um, but no funk really. Ohio players was like as close as it got. So it's just interesting. It was not really in my repertoire, you know. So Mike P was such a funk fan. He was so obsessed with your grandfather and the band and the music, and like I just still can get to because all I knew was the hits.
Right.
Much like Prince when I came to college, I shout out to Corey Brown and all of Orchesis Contemporary Dance Theater for connecting me to like who Prince really was, because the hits I didn't not follow. Now both of them, Parliament Funkadelic and Prince, are my two pinnacles. So anyways, I had been doing all this. I've been performing in clubs. I was working. I was pulling mad hours in school. And so when I went back, they let me just do what I wanted to do. They were like encouraged art classes, and I became a jazz studies and commercial music major. So I'm a heavily gigging, thanks to Whitney and Mike P. Shouts out to several bands that changed my life, starting with Smoke, Mike P's band, then Whitney Russell and Seth and all those other guys, Fish and Grits, so anybody who was around. And then finally, John Tony, aka Theory of Music, a band, Concept Live, which was a big deal. So I've been doing all this stuff. And then George came to town. And then right before that, Mike finally broke through because he would always have me singing Belita stuff. He was determined to make my jazzy R&B, slightly hip hop ass like Shaka meets Mavis meets Tina Turner, and Belita Woods he connected me to, and just ultimately I became like they played. We went on one of these random tours where we would be playing like Quincy or like way country spots and going through bad stuff with Billy Rigsby. And they played Let's Take It to the Stage. And every song I was like, what's that? What's that? Who's that? What's that? Who's that? And Let's Take It to the Stage was the album that made me fall in love with P-Funk. Because already at this point, you had D'Angelo, who was one of my favorites, of course. Like, once he came out, we're only like 4 years apart. And I was snuck and bought Brown Sugar around this time. But then by this point, I'm falling in love with P-Funk. I've already fallen in love with Prince. I've already been a Stevie Wonder fan. I've already been jazz and loved the way, Brown Sugar D'Angelo had bridged like jazz and hip hop you know. And sorry guys, this is gonna be a long one. I hope y'all decide to get your snacks. Anyways, and because it all comes together, it's like four roads that come together inside of my life. So, so what's more is like, just imagine, you already love what the kid was doing with like the boom bap and the jazz. But once I became a funk fan and discovered, one of my favorite songs, When We Get By from Brown Sugar's bass line is "Don't what don't da da dum dum da da dum
Mm-hmm.
dum da da dum dum da da." It's One Nation Under a Groove. So,
Really?
yeah, One Nation
Girl, I did not
Under
know.
a
I did not know that, and
Groove.
I love that song, but I did
Get
not know that.
down just for the funk of it. Yeah, so then this
Oh.
dude puts out Voodoo, sounding like Prince, like looking like he was already handsome, but then all of the everything that everybody knows about, that's almost become a benchmark for sex symbol in terms of male, like then all of that plus, as he started having like videos like Left and Right and stuff like that, I was like, this dude is a funkadelic for sure, all day, every day. Now that I know what that is, like, oh, that's it. Like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but this dude is trying to funk, for real. So, anyways, so finally, all at this time, your grandfather, George Clinton, moved to Florida. And so I was like in school. I'd already been in school for a minute. I already changed my major. It was just, I was already over and ready for something new in life. But like, he came out and various members of the band, would come through, but they were always on the road. So it was rare that he was at the studio. But Mike started bringing me out there to work with guys like Zulu and Knowledge, that were just guys that were working in the studio, creating different things.
Right.
And the your grandfather's studio, or George Clinton's studio, was in Monticello, which was like 20 miles out of Tallahassee. So like, as and then I was already had fallen in love with Funkadelic, and then realized how much they had influenced Prince
Right.
and D, and just so many people that I loved already, and really started to learn about them. So it's already okay, a fan at this point. So it'd just be like, oh my God. I mean, I was scraped together all kinds of change to get my little 85 Toyota Corolla with no radio. So I'd have to put batteries in my jam box so that I wouldn't be scared as H driving through them woods with no like street lights, because you're in the woods going to that studio. But anyway, it was a magical place to me. I mean, it was quite unkempt, and men were running it, and I had to go out there like and be as uncute as possible for someone who actually really loves to dress up, just to keep it even as all possible. Because unfortunately, that could be a whole nother conversation about how misogynistic, even, but definitely chauvinistic our industry is, unfortunately. Anyway, so it was great because eventually, after a while, I was already blowing up. Okay, excuse me. Let me take that back. I had already really done everything I could do in Tallahassee, thanks to my mentors and people that, thought enough of me. So I'd become maybe kind of a big, and I'm from there, I'd become kind of a big fish in a pond that's actually much larger than, people understand. But anyway, so, go through the year and reach a good point around spring break. I've come up, your grandfather's been there. He was so like down to earth, like you expect there to be this wild man, and he's like super chill, like the most sane, cool person in the room, and enough times coming out there trying to lay this, trying to lay that,
Right.
just I almost didn't even care if he wanted to sign me or anything like that, because I was like, well, he's clearly not impressed, because they would have signed me already, but I just want to sit at the feet of the masters, if I could be in the room, if I could learn something. So I would come out there doing my homework, and I mean hard ass theory homework, okay, guys. And so I would fall asleep in the chair, waiting on my turn, just to get on the mic and everything, doing my homework, driving back and forth, going to school and going to work. And then finally one day, we had a spring break, and I spent the whole spring break creating with your Uncle Tracy, Trey Lude,
Okay.
Tracy Lewis. And I mean, we wrote a bunch of amazing stuff, and I was ready to present it to your grandfather. And then he had already come in with Archie, saying that something I had sung on prior with Blackbird, they were like, huh, that's it. Like, we're ready to sign you, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is this is crazy, because, I wouldn't have thought, like, it took a while. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I was just trying to live and create and absorb as much information as I could. And so when
Right.
they signed me, then, they I your grandfather said I could come on the road for a trial period, and as long as the rest of Parliament Funkadelic was okay with me, I could stay and whatnot. And so, I did that, and that's really, all the places and points where the career took off. And then, I mean, I'm sure next I'm just gonna let you ask me the question. That's
Well, no, I was
it.
gonna say, so your first tour, because I don't even think we've ever like talked about that. Your first tour, how was that for you? Like, I mean, do you remember where you went?
Yes, I absolutely do. Because I was just telling Melly about this the other day when I forced her to watch. And if this, I think, is also on my channel, I think I made sure it was all. But me playing the Fuji Rock Festival in 2002, like when I was
Oh,
a baby. So what it was like to go on my first tour was like a magical, wonderful, like first round of adventure, because we went across the nation, of course, like, and then we did also Japan and Australia. And so it was just, and in the midst of all this, we did the Nike Funk Ship commercial,
oh,
like
I
with
remember
Snoop
that.
and the Hughes brothers. And it was just like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like, I take off, I go on the road, I'm like all over the world. Oh yeah, we had it before that. We'd done like all the hots, like all of Europe, in terms of the typical suspects. And so it was such a whirlwind. It was like so many new lands and expand. I've never really left the country before. I mean, I've been cross country and whatnot, but like it was just incredible to do all at once, and then do a commercial. And then lucky for me, because I told, Baba G and Auntie Malia Franklin, like, y'all dress me. Like, I know a dozen things I'd love to do with this vast wardrobe, retro wardrobe, but y'all pick, y'all dress me. So they put me in a red hat and like a red cat suit and like a rainbow boa, and like, oh my
That's what you
gosh, it
wore
was.
for the commercial?
Yes, and it was
Oh,
so
okay.
freaking, but it was like so funky, but also very chic. It wasn't like the
Okay.
usual, like. And so I asked the makeup woman to do it elaborate but still pretty, real colorful. And so sure enough, thank you, Baba and Auntie Malia, because when we got up on the stage, one of the Hughes brothers was like, you're gonna come up and you're gonna take Snoop's coat off, and then you're gonna walk away, and then the
Right.
commercial starts. I was like, well, hot darn. They even gave us some little retro tennis shoes that I still have to this day. And then I signed up with SAG, found out about. So, but then we played that Fuji Rock Festival, which, first of all, y'all, in terms of like hippie fest, it's not dirty. There's no mud, but it's still like psychedelic and wonderful and vivid. At least it was then. It was magical. And so we played, and it was like probably still to date, maybe one of the largest audiences I've played. Um, and all the people jumped at the same time. It was
Hmm.
it was also by that point I had started featuring like my idol Belita and Sheila and the folks out there, and so I was like center stage at least for a few minutes, like at least for a nice amount of minutes, and oh my gosh, like that was something else, like at that age, and look, I mean, because Funkadelic is like, there's always been kids, okay? Wild kids, all right? It's like being out on the road with the wildest of the wild. Like, it wasn't like I mean, they were old guys, but it wasn't like being out there with old guys. And then when I found the when the Vanguard, we all found each other. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, we have some baby delics. So it was amazing. Like, I mean, look, like the Paradiso in Holland.
Oh my God, that place, I love that place.
Yes, I think that place is quite lovable.
It is.
Like, finding out that some of the best Chinese food I had was in Vienna, Austria, where the venue was so
Really? That's
hot.
some of the best Chinese food you've ever
Ironically,
had? Okay. It
ironically,
must
was
be good
in
if you
Vienna,
remember.
Austria. And oh my gosh, it's so delicious. And I mean, yeah, it was incredible, y'all. It was such an amazing experience. I mean, all in one swoop, boop, all around the world. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, and
basically.
once you do
Navy
that
days.
run, it's like addictive.
It is.
It is
And they
addictive.
fed the addiction. I mean, look, running around with your legacy, I mean, that's why people to this day still ask me, how long are you home for? How long you
Yeah,
here
that
for?
question, right?
Because you're never home, you know.
Right. I think P-Funk travels more than a lot of young folks.
Oh, yes. I think today, even, or at least no, probably today, y'all, we are one of the highest touring bands. Now, y'all have taken over, and Sister Kendra can't. I can only come back and guest, y'all. The youngins booted me out.
No, no.
It's okay, though. But but all jokes aside, oh guys, the P Funk family is such a special thing. It's such a special, it's so many things to me. It's the
Aw.
university, it's a home, um, and it's been a magical
It's a
experience.
family.
It's a
Like
family.
everybody who joins, you just become family,
Yes,
and we're around each other so much.
and we are.
Yeah.
Oh, Tanisha, I've taken over your interview. Okay, ask me some more, or don't, or tell me goodbye, or do
So
what.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna sing for us?
You know what? I want to. I should. You guys, like, I actually get nervous before these things. Whew, and I don't know why. I'm excited. I'm excited to see y'all. I
Yes,
go through
ma'am.
a
I'm so
frenzy
happy you
trying.
did it. Miss Sonia said,
I'm so
"Please
happy you
sing,
made me.
please sing."
So I am. I'm trying to figure out what do I want to. Oh, I know what I'll sing y'all. I'll sing y'all one of my songs that are gonna come out soon. I promise. Maybe I'll even do a little quick medley of
Okay.
like 3 or 2 songs, because this is something that I came to that I'm still reminding myself of, but it's true. Okay, so here we go. Sleep, my love, and keep your magic safe and warm and rested so you can be strong enough to win your battles here and yon and navigate the great beyond life. is ever changing, that you can be sure, but you possess a constant cure. You are the healing you've been looking for. You are, you are. You are the healing you've been looking for. You are, you are, you are the healing you've been looking for. And this is what I want to tell y'all, because that I created with King Michael Coy. And then this other one is how I really feel about my audience.
Yeah. That's pretty
Because
good. That's a new song, right?
it's a new song. It's coming out. It's coming out. I
Okay, because
promise
I'm like, I
God.
never heard that one.
Healing. It's called Healing. And if honestly, when you go to my YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
there's live versions of it, because I can't help but do music before it comes out live, you know.
Right.
So yes, and so this song, Nothing is Impossible, I co-wrote with the founder of Concept, John Tony, and one of my like oldest friends, and my big little brother, because he's younger than me. Haha, Theory Music is his handle. Theory Music is his producer name. Um and it's called Nothing is Impossible. I think I need some more water. Ah, all right.
All right.
Nothing is impossible whenever I'm with you. You make my dreams come to life. You help me fly. There's nothing that I cannot do whenever I'm with you. I never knew a love like you before. You're all and more. I don't need expensive things. Don't need no diamond rings to prove your love. And I don't have any of all the shiny things. You're all that I need to prove your love.
That's
Yay!
beautiful. Okay, so is that out already?
No, that's also, look, so guys, that's coming on the album here. That's the other good thing about, yet again, subscribing to my YouTube channel,
Yeah, so we can
is
keep up
that
with you.
look, because I do have live versions. So until like the studio big bad studio radio version comes out, there's all these like little lovely iterations of it. So like you can bootleg listen to it in the meantime, but it's coming. I promise it's coming. And it's not like in another 2 years. Like, no, like by at least summer's end, y'all should have a single at least, very least. I mean, I'd really like to like rock this out through, because it has some summer jams on it.
Right, of
You know,
course.
there are 14 songs on this album, y'all. I hope y'all can digest. I know in today's world and time, I mean, 14 songs seems like a lot, but honestly, I got so many more where that came from. And like this baby's like walking around carrying a baby for 2 years.
Right.
Time
Yeah.
for the baby's got to come out.
But yes, the baby got to come out, girl. And I listen, I'll be getting that. Of course, I hope I get a little sneak peek
Oh yeah,
beforehand.
we may have to do a funk influence like interview, like or two or three or four.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm with it. I'm with
Yay!
it. Thank you so much, Ken.
Ah, thank you for having me, my baby. Y'all don't understand. This girl's a part of a duo. Her and her beautiful cousin, Patavian. They're amazing goddesses called Candy Apple Red, and you really want to check them out. I mean, they're like the epitome, the personification of beauty for all
Oh,
of the senses. Yes.
oh, thank you, Ken.
Delicious. Candy Apple Red is delicious.
Delicious.
I
Well,
love you,
thank you,
babe.
Ken, and I love you. Take care out there in New
You,
York.
you too, baby.
All
I
right.
love you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, save this. Save this.
I got you, boo.
Okay, thank
I
you.
got
And
you. I'm gonna
post
send
it.
it to you too. All right.
I love you.
I love you too, Ken.
Okay, bye.
Bye.